Now you're very welcome back. So Ireland having a busy week. They beat Greece at the Tallaght Stadium by a goal to nil. Diane Caldwell with the goal. They are now in Montenegro, taking on Montenegro on Wednesday. It's a huge game, and I'm delighted to say that once again Vera Pauw, the manager, has made time for us. Hi, Vera.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I saw you at Tallaght Stadium after the 1-0 win, and you were absolutely beaming, delighted, thrilled, very proud. That was not an easy game. Greece are a stubborn side. It wasn't easy going.
No, and we knew that. I predicted that also. But they are not a bad side at all, and they have a fighting spirit that that brings them to an opponent that's so difficult to beat. And we've all seen it, and we know that we have to score more goals. But on the other hand, we have to also give credit to Greece in the way they kept fighting and they kept going for every single centimeter on that pitch. So we're delighted because we had to get those 3 points, and it was, as you said, it was not easy at all. So with those 3 points, yes, I was very, very happy.
Just to let people know, where it leaves Ireland in the group is that Germany, who are an excellent side and will most likely qualify top of the table, are on 12 points after 4 games. Ireland on 10, and second is good enough. And then Greece stay on 4 after Thursday night's game. Montenegro still on no points, Ukraine on no points. Ireland have to play Ukraine and Germany twice. So it was a huge win against Greece on Thursday. As for the goal, Vera, you said that the team is maybe not scoring as many goals as you'd like. So that's where set pieces become very important. That looked like some kind of training ground move.
I don't understand that question. Probably me, yeah?
Yeah, it looked like the goal, Diane Caldwell's goal, was a training ground move. I mean, Louise Quinns, so Katie McCabe knows where she's hitting that ball. Yeah.
We've been working the whole week on that ball because we knew that the goalkeeper stayed on her line. And so we also knew that they couldn't defend the area in between. And we also knew that they were losing their opponents in the second ball after the first kick from Katie.
Yeah.
So together with the players, we set it up and we trained it. They've set together themselves to put dots on the I, and then they come back to us and we train it again. And if you then exactly score the way that together we've set up this plan, then it's just magic, and especially if it's the only goal of the game. They know that all the effort that we've put into this is just, that is so rewarding.
Yes.
It was the perfect position. It was exactly where it come, and Jan-Willem van Ede, the goalkeeper coach, who's in my ear, he's sitting in the stands, he said, if she's now putting it right, it's a goal. Before she kicked. So that is, that's so rewarding. Yeah,
that's a very sweet moment for everybody. I must say, what jumped out watching via the television is just how exceptional Denise O'Sullivan really is in midfield. Can you talk to us about her performance on Thursday? Because everything she did on the ball was fantastic, and then, I mean, she's like N'Golo Kante off the ball in terms of winning back possession.
Yeah. Well, you summarize it very well because that is her strength. She's both creative, but also the first one in winning the ball back, the first one who takes the initiative in winning the ball back. And she's defending from the attacking side. So if somebody is putting pressure on the ball, she's always coming on the other side to close it down and to box in. But also she's very flexible in stealing that ball, turning away, and then immediately have a very good first pass after. And she always relates that to going forward. So, she's very, very important in our game. But there's more people, more players more important.
Yeah, for sure.
Every player has their role, and she's exceptional, that is true, but we've got more very, very good players. And every single player has the role that, and without any of those players, we can do it. So, yes, she's very good. But we have more players that are very good.
Yes, no, I appreciate that. I mean, I can pick out the favourites. You have to be fair to everybody.
Well, but I mean it also because if you've seen us playing, it's very much teamwork, and we get the strength out of everybody. And I'm so happy that we can get the strength out of Denise also, because before we had to put her in attacking midfield position. And as you've seen, she's now starting from defensive midfield position, and not because we think that we're defensively not strong enough, but now we could get her with the nose to the goal.
Yes.
And that meant that she was so much more influential in our play than in the games before.
Yeah, okay.
So with Lucia Littlejohn coming in, that is possible, and that is another reason why it's so important to have Roshane.
Yeah. Obviously, 1-0 is a dangerous lead, and Greece obviously proved that in the previous game in Greece. So there was that worry, I'm sure, as the clock ticked towards 90 minutes. Ireland looked to be the better team and should have had a goal, and yet it seemed, I'd be interested in your take on this, it seemed watching as if there were a lot of good things, but if something let Ireland down, it was often that final pass or that bit of composure I felt in the final third. What was your perspective on that?
Yeah, it's not composure, because we have composure in the final third. It is that we have new players, Rihanna Jarrett coming back in, Lucia Littlejohn in, Denise from another position, Katie McCabe again with another position because she's playing in Arsenal as a left fullback. So we had a Payne back in. She didn't play against Greece. So in that that final third, things are going so much quicker than in the start of the build-up.
Yes.
And teamwork in the final third is so difficult to develop. You need to play with each other for a long time. And we only had 3 days with this group, because the players who play in Germany came in on the 2nd. They were available on the 2nd. Other players were available on the 1st, but had to get off on the 2nd. The players are from England. So we only had 2 training sessions together. And in those 2 training sessions, you have to make sure that you don't overload the players because they have to play. So it's only 2-3 blocks of 8 minutes that you can really do something. And that is what you see. So it's not composure, it's just the lack of teamwork in the final third.
Yes.
And that will develop. I've said to the players, the longer we play together, the longer we exactly know from each other what to expect, the better we will get in position and the more goals we will score. So we don't worry at all. Of course, we worry if we can get that 1 goal or 2 or 3. That is better, but we do not worry if the goals will come, because that is just a matter of playing more together.
So that is interesting. You know, like there is a romantic notion maybe that attacking play is just about going out there and expressing yourself. But what you're pointing towards is it needs to be almost synchronized and developed and really worked on, because there's not much space in the final third.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And you need creativity to break open a wall, but it is all about teamwork.
So Montenegro then on Wednesday, what kind of side are they? I presume you've been doing your homework and trying to figure out the best plan of attack for this game. What kind of game are you expecting?
Montenegro is probably the weakest of this group. They play with 5 in the back, a line of 4 in front, and then 1 half striker, let's say 1 player in front of the 4, because it's often that they don't even get out of their own half, even if you would let them to. Okay. So it's a wall that we play against, and we need a lot of variety and a lot of pressure on the goal to break it. So that is what we are preparing for.
I presume in that regard then it's important to mentally prepare the players for that wall.
Yeah, I come back with teamwork. It's getting the game plan and the strategy in teamwork, so that everybody know what you can expect from each other, and everybody are on the same sheet in a sense of the way that we want to attack that wall. And we're busy with that. We're not totally ready, but we will be ready by Wednesday.
Okay.
We're almost there.
So it's one last training session tomorrow with final thoughts, that kind of a preparation.
Yeah, and some individual video, and that is then to put dots on the I on the individual task and the individual performance. And then with the team tomorrow, one last training session, and then we go for it. And I think we're almost there. There's just 1 or 2 things that we need to discuss with each other, and then we go for it. And you will see that, that playing Montenegro is a different game than playing Greece, and it will be a complete different game than playing Germany next month.
Vera, you mentioned the personal video footage that you might show there. Do you sit down with the player in each individual and go through that video footage with them, or do you just give it out to them and let them look at it themselves?
We do all different things. We have a structure of team meetings in which we go through all the different moments, and we do that as a group. Mm-hmm. And it starts with the analysis of the previous game, and then we prepare for the next game. But there's also individual tasks like the defensive line, or a flank, or the strikers, or the rotation in midfield, or and those things we discuss individually, from the goalkeeper to the striker. But it's not that we sit down with every single player. We sit down with the players which is needed to do that. And then we, for example, we take a lineup player, a wing player, and then we take all the wing players. Because if somebody comes on the pitch, then she needs to know as well what the others expect from you. And that is what we do. And by times we send it to them. They've got everything on Huddle. We use Huddle to get all the games, so they do homework themselves. They can take initiative themselves to look at the game or the training session. We film every training session, and every training session comes on Huddle. And the players are using that a lot, and especially when we ask them to look at a certain thing. So it's a whole combination of different tools to get the players the same perception on different situations from all the players.
Okay, that is enough to keep everybody busy. So, congrats again on the win at Tallaght Stadium against Greece. I mean, it's you put yourselves in a fantastic position. So the very best of luck on Wednesday, and we'll let you go, Vera. I know you're busy. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks again. Vera Pauw there. Ireland against Montenegro Wednesday afternoon, and they're in a really good position. Get over this hurdle of Montenegro, and then it's Ukraine and Germany twice, but Euro 2021 could be coming, which would be just fantastic for the team. We'll take a short break. We're over to Cheltenham in just one moment. John Duggan.
Off the ball on News Talk.